I just wanted to share something today on compromise. Compromise when it comes to relationships. And this is a word that I had not really thought about. And then this week it was kind of brought up in conversation with my family. And we were just discussing it on different levels. And God is so faithful. Whenever something seems like, wait, why is that sitting weird? Or what is it that you're wanting to show me here? He's so faithful. And so, anyway, the issue came up about compromise. What is compromise? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it whatever? And even the girls were talking about learning about it in history and about the compromises that were made in the past and what things happened because of compromise. And then even the statement was made about even in history when it came to negative things that had happened, like whenever we were coming over as a nation and the compromise that happened between the white men and the Indians and how that all played out and all that. And so I really just started looking into the word compromise because we use it a lot. Oh, well, compromise is good. Compromise is good. And so, but then in one conversation, it's like, no, compromise isn't good. And so that was kind of like took me back when we were talking about it. And I was like, I need to dive into this deeper. And so I was like looking in the dictionary, and it says an agreement or settlement of a dispute that is reached by making a concession, or it is accept standards that are lower than is desirable. Okay, so when we're talking about relationship, compromise, do we really want to settle for something that is less than desirable? And you'll hear people talk about, oh, well, it's good to compromise. Maybe you don't want to do this one day, but then you might want to do something the other day. So you got to do a little give or take, back and forth. And I understand all that. But there was something that just was checking in my spirit. So I was like, what is this? So as I was like lifting it up in prayer, God was just so faithful to show me. He was like, I am not a God of compromise. God doesn't compromise on his word. He doesn't compromise on his promises, right? He wants what is best for us. He created us. He wants what's best for us, but he gives grace, right? And so I'm like, okay, so what does that look like for us then? Less than desirable, standards that are less than desirable. And he just very much showed me, he's like, it's all about unity and agreement, which is a heart posture. And so I was like, okay, but what does that look like? Okay, so say maybe you and your spouse want to go do something, and one of you wants to go to the car show and the other one wants to go to an art museum. Okay? And so it's like, well, if I do it this time and you go with me here, the next time I'll go with you there, right? That's a compromise. And there's scorekeeping involved, right? And I could see it in my mind. That was like, if you had two people and you had a tug of war rope. And so it's like, okay, well, we'll go this way this time. So everybody's getting leaned and ground's going this way. And then it's like, but next time we're going to do this and we're all going to shift and go this way. And there stays this tension. Not only does there stay this tension, but again, it's scorekeeping. That's not the best heart that comes with, compromise. One is having to give up something so that the other one can get what they want. Is that really what's perfect in a relationship? Is that really what we're supposed to be looking at as the goal? Knowing that, as we teach people, you've got to learn compromise. So as I'm lifting that up, I'm like, okay, so what do I do with this? How do I unpack this? And I just felt like the Holy Spirit was so faithful in saying, it's all about unity and agreement. Unity and agreement. Okay, what does that look like? And he's like, when it's unity and agreement, it's put the rope down and we agree that we're both going to go do this. We both go this direction and we go do whatever. There's no scorekeeping. And then it's like, when there's agreement, it's okay, we're both going to do this. Put the rope down. We're all going this. There's no tension. There's no back and forth. There's no scorekeeping. It is truly moving as a unit. no matter where you go. There isn't compromise there. Somebody isn't having to give up because you're a team. You're together. You're unified. And I just really felt like, I was like, oh my gosh, this is something that so many people are missing. And how many of us teach just do compromise? But is that really the best? And I know some people are like, okay, this is kind of potato. But is it? I mean, really, it's a heart posture. So in relationship, we shouldn't be looking at, okay, what am I having to give up to do whatever? It's how do we move as a unit? How do we both be successful in this? And again, it's just a heart posture. It's a changing in the way we think. And again, and it's not elevating one over the other. It's together. And I was like, that is so cool. So yeah, just wanted to share that for those that may need it this week when it comes to going and doing a relationship in this world. That's a lot better than tension and scorekeeping, right? Just a thought.